folks. Welcome back to another episode of Open Mic. I'm your host, Ed Morrison, and today I'm joined by Cobi Head, who has a rich history within CrossFit. He's a trainer, affiliate owner, an athlete, and he's certainly joined me before on the microphone at both regionals and sanctionals floor. And he's got a life before CrossFit, which we intend to also pick his brain about. Cobi, thanks for joining us on Open Mic.
Thank you so much for having me, Ed. And before we go on, Andreas and Rob said it's called Open Mic, not Open Mic. No, that's personal joke. Don't worry.
Okay,
great to be here.
Open Mic. We can roll with that. We're only a few episodes in. So I'm happy to make a name change at this point in time. That's totally fine.
Perfect.
Mate, you're a very busy person. I know this through our prior friendship, but. You're in Darwin, and at the moment, you guys have touch wood had a fairly normal past 12 months in terms of what the other affiliates have been experiencing. Is that a fair comment to make?
Definitely fair. We closed for that original 7 weeks that kind of the whole country closed for, but other than that, we've been untouched. We've had no community transmission in the Northern Territory ever. So we don't really have restrictions or anything. So I do feel for everyone else, but we've been very lucky up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you've got close friends and family who run gyms in other parts of the country that have been affected dramatically. So I certainly know you understand what other people are going through. Mate, let's jump in just before we, I start to pick your brain about some things around the Open that we want to hear your thoughts on, because you've got so much experience when it comes to the Open. Tell us a little bit about the Cobi, parts of Cobi we might not know. So there was a life before CrossFit and throughout CrossFit where you were involved with the Army. Is it possible for you to sort of summarize? I know there's a lot of experience there, but summarize what that part of your life was as well as CrossFit in a short time span.
Yeah, cool. So I guess I joined the Army in 2005. I was in the infantry, so that's just a general soldier, I suppose. Did a few tours and things in the infantry, and then decided to change career paths still within the Army and become a physical training instructor. So I did that all the way up until 2018. And in that time, we found CrossFit in 2009. It was actually through my father-in-law, Ross Forte, and he found it through Steve Willis's book, who placed fourth at the 2009 CrossFit Games. For those that don't know, he's the commando on The Biggest Loser. That's where Ross read his book, No Excuses, explained about CrossFit. So Ross went and did a free trial, and then got me and Rob into it, and the rest of the family, and the rest is history. From there, Rob and we opened our affiliates in 2010. I opened CrossFit Albury-Wodonga as Rob opened Reebok CrossFit Frankston.
Yep.
And then I was still in the Army full time as well. I got posted then to Brisbane. I worked with Matt Swift up at CrossFit Brisbane, and what an amazing human being Matt Swift is, and really changed my, I suppose, views and perspective on a lot of things to do with CrossFit, which is, I'm still getting things changed 11 years on, but it was a big turning point with my CrossFit career, and I have found a new love for CrossFit under Matt. And then I did a little bit of competing here and there, I suppose, over those years. Competed as an individual in 2012. I coached the CrossFit Brisbane team.
You were an individual regionals competitor and a team regionals competitor, so don't undersell that. Yeah. So I coached the CrossFit Brisbane team in 2013, placed 6th, and then competed in 2014 with the CrossFit Frankston team. We placed 5th, and then I joined on the mic with you in 2015, and we've been doing that kind of ever since as a part of regionals and then sanctionals. So I opened my current affiliate, CrossFit Abode, here in Darwin in 2017, and then discharged from the Army in 2018. So that's a really brief synopsis of kind of where I've been and where I'm at now. Yeah, I understand it's hard for you to sort of pack in 10, 15 years worth of experience into a short answer that I'm asking for, but I think hopefully that gives our audience a really good understanding that you're pretty much somebody who's seen it all from a timeline perspective and also seen it from a number of different angles. So when I asked you
definitely.
about the Open, you would have competed in all the Opens. I'm almost positive of that, unless there was an injury of some sort at some point in time. Where do you sit right now in terms of excitement? Does it feel like the Open is starting to get, people are talking about it getting back to what it used to be? Do you have a feeling about that this year?
I definitely have that feeling. Bringing back the live announcements, all that kind of stuff, all that stuff that used to really make me and my members look forward to the Open. It really feels like that is coming back. And I don't know about everyone else, but I'm really excited again. And I'm not saying I lost excitement over the last couple of years, but there was definitely some element missing for me personally. And I'm really excited again this year for it. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Now, Cobi, I want to pick your brain about, we're going to discuss mindset and how to help members and athletes with their mindset in the Open, because we do know that the Open can be a challenging time for some people when it comes to mindset. They put great expectations on themselves, or they get disappointed with themselves about certain results, or get ultra competitive with people who, perhaps have done more work than them or have more experience than them. Before we dig into that, you've started working with athletes more formally recently under the Unified Training branch, or the Unified Mindset branch. Can you tell us a little bit about that before I start picking your brain specifically?
Yeah, sure. So I guess most people in the community know Andreas Glor and Rob Forte and myself. Us three have kind of tried to close a little bit of a gap within the affiliate side of things. And we've started a company called We Are Unified. We have 4 kind of main pillars within We Are Unified. We have Unified Training, which I suppose is the one that most people will see as the forefront of the company. That covers competitive athlete programming. It used to be the Forte method, but also affiliate programming and mentoring for the affiliate to help affiliates better manage their facility and their members and their staff as well. We also have Unified Mindset, which is kind of what I've taken the lead on. I'm a qualified psychotherapist, qualified hypnotherapist, and that fits really well into sports psychology. We also have Unified Branding, which kind of Andreas heads up, and that's about getting competitive athletes and helping them manage the other side of the training, sponsorship and all that kind of stuff. And we also have Unified Nutrition will be coming very shortly within the company banner as well. So we're kind of trying to fill in all those gaps that are really difficult for affiliate owners to find the time or have the expertise in each of those areas. And we're trying to fill that gap. So there's some really exciting things coming from We Are Unified. We have some excellent things in plans where we've only started this year. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
with regards,
certainly a lot of experience, pardon to cut you off, with you 3 gentlemen at the helm, but it's the Unified Mindset piece that I'd love to dive into a little bit more today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start you off with not a curly one, but I guess it's one straight down the barrel. What's the best mindset for the average member to enjoy the Open? What are some of the pillars that they could put in place to make sure that their mindset prepares them for an enjoyable experience, first of all?
Yeah, so I've seen it all over. Again, you were correct. I've done every single Open since forever. So it's the 11th Open coming up, and I have seen some incredible athletes absolutely go to water when it comes to the Open and perform nowhere near what they perform inside the gym. And that's not because they don't have integrity inside the gym and then you're judged during the Open. That's because this anxiety, this perception, and sometimes even a little bit of ego kind of creeps into their mindset. And when your heart rate's up at 200 before you even hear 3, 2, 1, go before an Open workout starts, it's just downhill from there. Like,
is it not meant to be up near 200?
Yeah, no, you need to be cool, calm, collected, and enjoying the process, which I know is a very, very difficult thing. And that goes from your grassroots athlete all the way up to an elite athlete. Most people, whether they be just your general or average CrossFitter in a gym doing the Open for the first, third, 5th time, all the way up to elite athletes, like that performance anxiety is something that we kind of just go, all right, performance anxiety is normal. Like I should be feeling sweaty and breathing really rapidly and heavily and like going crazy the 2 days, not sleeping the night before, not being able to eat, maybe going to the toilet a few more times than I normally would. But it just doesn't have to be. But it's a really difficult thing to know what to do in order to change your mindset. Like it's probably one of the hardest things, you know. Someone goes, all right, you need to change your nutrition, eat this. You're like, all right, sweet, you eat it. You need to change your fitness, follow this program. All right, I'll follow this program, but you need to change your mindset, think better. Like, what is that? And that's where, like, unified mindset, especially, we really dig deep into an easy way to change those subconscious patterns inside that background program that runs in the back of your mind. We can really get in there and dig deep and change those little things that happen. And you asked, the original question was, you know, what do we want kind of the average CrossFitter to experience in the open? We want them to enjoy it. We want them to have fun. We want them to achieve goals and do things that they may not have ever done inside a class. And then this all comes out in the open. We see it every single year. We see someone that's never done a pull-up before do a whole workout with pull-ups in it, or they can't do the 52 kilo overhead squat and they start banging them out in the open. And that's the stuff we want to see. And that's the enjoyment piece. And if you focus all of that attention and energy onto just enjoying, one, the process, but two, the open itself, it is incredible. For you, for your trainers, for your affiliate, and for the community, it's just such an amazing time of the year.
So, and I couldn't agree more. If we focus on that enjoyment piece, then the open really becomes what we want it to become. We're sort of a few weeks out from the open. What do you think? Is there anything practical that affiliate owners can do right now to start? I know that changing mindset is something that takes time and the seeds need to be planted and grown for a while. But what could affiliate owners do in the way that they pitch the open to people? Because you and me have probably done it both ourselves before, just like, hey, you should sign up for the open, you'll love it. Is there a better way to speak about the open to affiliate members?
Yeah, I guess thinking back to like 2011, 2012, the first two opens, I was like, if you're at my gym, you're doing the open. Like it was, you must be doing this. And obviously over the last 10 or 11 seasons, that has changed. And I guess as an affiliate owner and as a trainer at any affiliate, you need to inspire your members to want to naturally do it themselves. And that inspiration can come in so many different forms. And I can't speak to how you're going to inspire your members to do it. But my affiliate CrossFit Abode follows unified training programming, obviously done by Rob Forte. And lately we've been doing one of their previous open workouts every single week. And something as simple as you as the affiliate owner and someone who everyone looks up to as a role model, as a leader, as an athlete, by you doing those open workouts and getting in amongst your community and inspiring, being that role model, having that leadership and enjoying it yourself, then people are going to be inspired to do it themselves as well. So we talked about, if you're not enjoying the process and, you know, you get to the end of the workout and everyone's like, oh, good work. And you're like, oh, that was crap. Then all your members are going to think that same thing as well. So yeah, by inspiring the fun, the enjoyment, and being a good role model and leadership, I think that's going to go a long way to your affiliate.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip for affiliate owners. Do you work with people or the members at the gym on setting goals for the open? I mean, it's hard to, because I know that you don't know the workouts until they come out. But do you ask people to set some tangible goals that they'd like to achieve during the open, during the 5 or this year it's 3 weeks?
Yeah. So definitely. So I definitely think that anyone needs a goal, and anyone needs at least a why. Why are you doing the open? If you're doing the open just because your trainer told you to, or your mate forced you into doing it, then to enjoy that is going to be a really difficult thing for you. But if you have a reason, and you even have it as a mantra, so you can literally write it down and read it before you do the open, before you do a workout. And if you have this reason, this goal of why you are doing it, and you always come back that as your fallback or the thing that you're going to come back to, then it's going to make that little bit of hurt that you do feel in an open workout. I'm not going to lie, they're generally these workouts that are so well constructed and put together that you look at it on paper and you're like, oh, it's not going to be too bad. This is going to be great. And then you get 3 minutes into it and you're like, what the hell has Dave done? And so having that why and just reminding yourself of that, taking that 2 seconds to just reminding it to yourself, boom, and then off. And with regards to setting goals, some goals can range from literally committing to doing all of the open workouts. And that's, for some people, that's the most simple of goals. Commit to doing all of the open workouts. Because again, with the 5-week ones, sometimes you get to week 4 and week 5 and you're like, oh my God, this is so tough. How can I do this any longer? This year, it's obviously going to be a little bit easier having only 3, but yeah, so goals can range from something as simple as literally just completing the workouts and doing your best and having fun, to then we have competitive athletes and with whether it be inside the gym or whether it be wanting to compete for regionals or masters or whatever it is, they will have different goals, obviously.
Yeah.
But
no, go ahead,
right.
Go ahead.
I
think of saying.
I definitely think that setting a goal for each athlete, depending on their why, depending on their reasons, is really important.
So, sorry, to cut you off before, but what you said, I think that's a really great point for our affiliate owners to hear. When we've got people with different goals, so we've got that person that has the goal of having fun, and we've got that person that has the goal of qualifying for quarterfinals, or let's say it's not even that serious. Let's say it's just like they really want to be the top finisher in the box. So when you're briefing the workouts and trying to create an atmosphere that makes the person who wants to have fun, and makes the person who's taking it really seriously create a performance environment for them, is that a difficult thing to do, to create like that the correct atmosphere for both those athletes at the same time? And how do you go about creating that?
Yeah, it's always difficult. And again, over so many years of doing it, I've changed the approach to things. As I said, we do the unified training affiliate program now within our gym. And every day there's a beginner version, which I would call, for example, the scaled version of the open now. And then we have like an RXD version. We also have a competitive version as well. But so we brief 3 versions of the workout in our day-to-day class. So when we're briefing this to the open workouts to our members, we brief it very similarly to how so everyone's already used to it. So the beginners are listening in for this is the scaled version, and this is generally how I'm going to brief to them. I'm going to talk about focusing on your movement. I'm going to talk about enjoying the process. I'm going to talk about even having a break between each round and things like that. But then for the RXD athlete, I'm going to brief that completely different. I'm going to talk about minimizing transition times. I'm going to talk about trying to increase speed through reps and things like that. And then I'm going to even talk to my competitive athletes, even a little bit more different. I'm going to talk about, using the person next to you to push faster. I'm going to talk about, like those little things. And so I will still break my main 3 athlete categories, my beginners, my RXD, and my competitors, into 3 separate categories and talk to them a little bit differently. But I'll also approach them as an individual as required as well.
So I suppose what I'm picking up there is it doesn't sound like you're going to have to change much when you brief the open workouts to how you would brief a normal class. So for people who are listening in who potentially haven't been doing, 3 different briefs of a workout, and therefore they know that the open might require something slightly different from them, would you suggest that really the goal would be to change as little as possible? There's things that are going to have to change about running the open. We know this. It's just that logistically it's challenging. But would the goal be to keep as much of what you've been doing the same, so athletes feel like they're just in another class?
100%. How hard is change? How hard is change when you're also competing against the world, against your mate, against everyone else in your gym, in your area. Like, so anything we can do to make it just feel like a normal workout of the day is going to reduce that thing we talked about at the start, that performance anxiety, that perception of what the open is, that getting your ego drilled in. So the more we can keep it the same as what we normally do, everyone's going to compete much better and enjoy the process so much more.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. I want to put, this is I guess a more personal question to you now, but I think it's fair to say, and I've been a trainer, an affiliate owner, a seminar staff member, that there's a degree of pressure that the people in those positions feel in the open. They feel like they need to perform because they know the community is watching. And I know that you've experienced those positions, I should say. And now more so than ever, being the expert on mindset. How do you deal with, I guess you must know that a lot of people are looking to see how you handle these moments and these high pressure situations. Do you simply go through the same process that you're explaining other people to go through as well?
I guess on that, I have to have trust that my best is good enough. Mm-hmm. I put a massive emphasis on myself now of making sure my movement standard, the way I perform and hold myself, especially during an open workout, is second to none. As I said about inspiring and leading from the top, if I go out there and I do the most sloppy movement and I fall in a heap on the ground and I'm yelling about how crap that workout was, then guess what? My affiliate's going to do the same thing because that's set as the norm. So again, I've been through stages in my competitive career where I have wanted to be the best, and I still want to do well. Don't get me wrong. I'm at the base, I'm a pretty competitive person, but being the affiliate owner and needing to have that leadership role, I definitely have that focus on movement standard and inspiring people to want to do their best. And at the same time, I do want to do my best as well. Yeah.
On a really practical level, will you do the workouts? Will you do them with your crew and some of your athletes, or will you do them? How do you do them?
Yeah, so 100%. I am part of the gym. I'm an affiliate owner. I'm a trainer. I'm also a member of the gym. And I think that's a really important piece. And that is part of that leadership and inspiration. I get out on the floor and I do it the same way as everyone else. I don't get a perfect little crowd in a perfect environment and things like that. I do it the same way as everyone else does it. And I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I really like hearing that from you, Cobi. I think a lot of affiliate owners will be nodding their head just like I am here when they hear you talk about that. I'm gonna switch gears on you for a moment, and that mindset stuff is so beneficial for our affiliate owners and our community to hear. I want to talk about using the open as a bit of a springboard for the gym and what you might do, because the reality is the competitive season for the vast majority of our members is over at the end of the open. There's actually a bigger chunk than ever that'll probably qualify for the next stage this year due to it being the top 10%. But do you use the open as a nice way to push people and inspire people to train harder after it, or to set some new goals and work towards the next open or whatever it might be?
It is such an amazing tool for that, because most people don't ever, they'll come into the gym, they're like, oh, I don't want to do CrossFit, but then they come in and they fall in love with CrossFit. And then the next thing is, I'll never do a competition. And then you don't convince, but we inspire them to want to do the open. Then they do the open, they get this little bug. They're like, they get their first pull up, they get their first whatever it is. And then that provides this motivation for weeks to come. And what we do at CrossFit Abode is this is the start of our season, and we then follow it on with our competition series, which runs throughout the year. So it's coming into the most beautiful weather ever in Darwin now. So soon anyway, after the Open. And it goes into our competition series, and it just provides this motivation for 8-9 months of the year. And the Open is just such a perfect platform for that when you do it right and the culture is right and the way you go about it is right.
Cobi, there's so many different questions that I want to ask you, and I am mindful of time. I guess I'm not going to ask you to be a little bit vulnerable here. What are some mistakes that you've made in the Open in any role that you've had with it that you think people could learn from, or you learnt from? Something that you did and you just realised that didn't go down how you wanted it to, or didn't set the tone that you wanted it to set?
Yeah, I guess as I kind of brought up before, making people do the Open. And the reason I don't think that is a great idea is because if someone doesn't want to do the Open, then what it does is it provides this other means, other reason, other excuse for them to kind of avoid your gym. And that's not what we want. We want consistency in training. Yeah, we want like five days a week of everyone coming in. And if you've made them do something that they don't want to do, but they say yes just because you're the boss, then that's no good for anyone. Whether they're a good athlete or not, if they really don't want to do something, like, let's be honest, competing's tough, and it is not for everyone. Do I think everyone should give it a crack? My oath, I do. Yeah, I 100% because I find time and time again that once someone does it, they actually find, oh, wait a sec, that was actually amazing. But yeah, I definitely have learned from forcing people to do the Open, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm glad you spoke about that, because I've definitely done that before in the past. And it certainly it does feel like it's from a different time. It's from the earlier stages of when the Open was up. And perhaps this is a nice note for us to finish up on. So if we've got that athlete in front of us, the one that's showing some hesitancy, they haven't necessarily said, I don't want to do the Open, but they're also a little bit unsure of whether they should do the Open. How do you know when to put your foot on the gas and say, hey, no, I really think you should do this, and when you should potentially back off because it might not be what they want to do? And if you do ask them, if you do push them to do it, what are some of the techniques that you might do so that it feels like it was their own decision rather than making it feel like you were the one that pushed them on it?
Yeah, so I guess how we've run the Open at my affiliate so far is we do it as the workout of the day on the Monday.
Sure.
So for those that are competitive, we run like an open gym style thing on a Saturday. We go through how to be efficient through the workout, and I give my kind of tips and tricks. And who knows, Rob Forte might even give some tips and tricks through unified training this year. You never know. And we kind of workshop, and then we give anyone that's being really competitive, we give them an opportunity to maybe practice or do the workout on the Saturday.
Sure. Yep.
But then we run it as our workout of the day on the Monday. The reason why we've decided on this in the past is for those that are hesitant, for those that don't know whether they want to do it, my go-to is this: just to let you know that it's going to be the workout of the day on Monday anyway. So you're going to do it. Now, whether you register or not is absolutely up to you. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the Open, when you get PBs in every workout and you have so much fun with the community and you didn't register, you're going to be regretful. Mm. If you do register and you don't do good, you do good, doesn't matter. No one cares except for you. But what that is good for is next year, you have a benchmark. You against yourself, you have a benchmark next year to try and improve on. And it's going to provide that motivation for the next 12 months. So it's a win-win situation for them. And again, that's as far as I'll go.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice way of putting it. And I've never really learned how to articulate that. I really like how you just put it, because you and me both know that person that doesn't sign up and then does the workouts, they're always the person being like, I should have signed up. I'll sign up next year. But then you end up having the same conversation with them next year. So you've got to find a way to just give them that gentle nudge.
Get their husband to sign up for them.
Yeah, just, okay, I'll use that in the box, see how it goes down.
Me too.
Now, I feel like I've ended these open mic interviews, or open mic as you referred to it, very abruptly with my other guests. So I'm going to finish with a few fun ones from you. And I think these make sense because, as we've discussed at length, you're someone who's super experienced in competition, and particularly the Open. Do you have a favourite Open workout?
Oh yeah, definitely. So 2012, there was a brilliant workout. So it started off with Karen, separated by 90 double unders, and then finished with 30 muscle ups for time. So 12.4 and 13.3 would have to be my all-time favorite Open workout. Yeah.
You're winding the clock back a little bit. There'll be a lot of people listening that won't remember that one, but that's okay. You and me have been on the floor at regionals before. You more so as an athlete than me, and by more so I mean I've never been there as an athlete. But do you have a favourite experience from regionals? Because we do know that this year, the semi-final, wherever it may be, is going to be more like those experiences from regionals that you and me have seen before.
Yeah, definitely my best or most memorable experience comes from the competition side of being at regionals, and it was 2014 with Team Reebok CrossFit Frankston. We handstand push-up workout, and we got the world record at that time. We got beaten by a couple of teams later on, but we were about third in the world for that workout. So that was just an amazing experience, and the crowd was and the MC was like incredible for us. That was my most memorable experience.
Yeah, I actually remember that like it was yesterday, because I remember Shayla had to go last, and And for whatever reason, I don't mean to throw Shayla under the bus here, but she was crying at the end. I remember being like, "Why are you crying? Didn't you guys get the world record?" And I was just trying to figure out what was going on, but she was just crying.
Shayla.
Yeah. Finally, mate. This is somewhat fun, but somewhat serious. You got any predictions for us for what the Open might throw up this year? It's obviously a unique situation. We've got 3 weeks. We're in the middle of a pandemic. What are your thoughts? Are you preparing from a programming point of view, or is the unified team preparing from a programming point of view for anything in particular in the Open this year?
I honestly think we're going to get much of the same that we've seen in the past. Same staple movements, still couplets to triplets, still around that 12-minute kind of time domain with one longer one. I don't think there's going to be any real change. Obviously, we've got so many other categories now, no equipment, the foundations, the adaptive and stuff like that. I think all that is just such an incredible inclusion, especially given the current times. But with regards to your main Open stuff, I think we're going to see much of the same that we have in the past.
Awesome. And I've thrown Charlotte under the bus, so I'm going to throw you under the bus. Before you go, just for those that remember the good old days, can you just give us one Alethea boon, because she's our next guest, so she'll appreciate it.
Well, Alethea, have fun with Ed, and good luck for this season, whatever you decide to do. And everyone at home with me right now, give it up for Alethea.
I don't think my recording could take the bass then. It was vibrating too much. I reckon you've broken your microphone, or you've broken my speakers anyway. Hey, Cobi.
Jokes.
Hey, mate, thank you so much for sharing your insights. I think you've spoken to a lot of issues that I know affiliate owners try to juggle when they have the Open on, and we all know it's a super enjoyable time, but we know there's a lot of things to manage, and to hear from your experience and your insights is something we really appreciate. So thank you for joining us today on Open Mic.
Yeah, cheers, Ed. Thank you very much, and have fun, community, with the Open. It is a great time of the year, and I hope you'll enjoy it.
Done.